Pranam Ji, Shivoham.
Shivoham. Any questions so far on this particular sutra?
There is one question.
Okay, please ask.
So last time you mentioned that all these steps are sequential. We can also look at it sequentially. Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, and then Pragya. So after Shraddha, uh, with Shraddha uh, comes the Virya. There is an enthusiasm. But then after Virya, there is Smriti. So I wanted to understand after Virya how it leads to a positive or the right memory for the Samadhi and Pragya.
I think I had covered it if you noticed it. You see, I talked about this your engagement with whatever you are interacting and how much you retain. I spoke about this. I think I gave an example where I said that one lady who has no intention of attending a party but only goes because her husband wishes so. So she is not enthused enough to that place. If she is not enthused enough to go to that place and only upon insistence she is pursuing that goal, then the smriti of that particular event will not be as positive for her. First. Second, she may not recall anything at all because she will not notice everything. Why? Because you were not enthused enough to be in that place. So virya means your positive state of mind where you have a lot of energy to take up whatever is in your hand or whatever comes your way. Particularly about sadhana, Patanjali is discussing, but it is applicable everywhere. Sadhana is not different. Sadhana is also something, some endeavor which only individuals like us take up. So that is also a project. So these rules are universal. Whatever project you are working on, whatever subject you are studying, whatever wish to progress, if you are enthused enough, that means you are full of virya, then you will be able to gain knowledge about that field very quickly. Not only that, you will also retain it and you will also be able to recollect it. Shraddha itself is the biggest task in the sequence. Look at it. For Itaresham, for the others, this is the sequence. And I told you, the first step itself is too difficult. Unconditional Shraddha. That is what it demands. And Shraddha is always unconditional. Has to be. Then only it solves the purpose. So this is first thing, which is the most important and most difficult thing to achieve. But it is easy. Easy also. Why? Shraddha will be there when you have complete knowledge. Siddhantik Paksh should be clear. Principles should be clear. Your point of view depends on how much knowledge you have. Right? Your Shraddha, if it gets shaken for some reasons, for a little bit time, you can regain it. By what? By the knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the more knowledge you have, there are chances that you'll be able to protect your shraddha, restore your shraddha, even if it is dented little bit here and there. In ordinary cases also, you may also restore your shraddha. So knowledge is something which restores your shraddha, which keeps your shraddha, which keeps your faith. I will tell you another example. You may have, let's say, some untoward incident happen in your family, and you are shattered. How now life will proceed? God has done injustice, but then suddenly you recognize over the time, you see that things are taken care of. We are able to sustain, we are able to progress, we are able to be, we are getting support, we are being taken care of. People do care about us, and then your shraddha, your faith in God restores. And you will say, when God gives us a bad time, you had already planned that how I will be supporting this fellow in taking this loss. The destiny comes with that package. Okay. So all that is based on our information, and this information particular, the example I am giving here, your shraddha will be more on the system of divine intervention or divine providence. If you have seen the world around, then you'll see that so many people, when they are in such destitute conditions, what happens to them and how well I'm being protected. You will have more shraddha in the divine forces. Something happened and you have shaken your faith and not been able to restore because you did not have knowledge. You only went by the direct perception and the immediate impact. You could not see in future. You never thought that the life is full of both the blows and the roses both come together. Then you'll say, no, no, no. If God was with me, how could I get to this level? Why this happened? Let us recognize where do we stand, and those are the subject matter of next sutra. Let's move to those.
Acharya, a question.
Yes. Yeah, please.
Please correct me if I am wrong. I understood that we can have shabda only to the subject, not to the object, because object are the subject of change. They changed, and then the shuta is going to be changed too. But the reality is belief to the reality, which is unchanged. And then shuta is always there, no matter what is the state of my mind, what is going on around me. The situation changes, but if I am right, I believe shabda is equal to faith, and the faith doesn't shake, but the state of mind change, but the faith is there and it is unchanged. Am I right? Or
Well, I'll tell you. See, in the spiritual domain, shraddha is a much higher thing because it is not the subject. Of course, you are right when you use this word subject and object.
right?
But look at this. Apart from our own being, everything else is a subject. Oh, sorry, everything else is an object. Apart from our own being, which is the subject, everything else is the object. And objects are there by some divine providence, divine intelligence. Some divine force is keeping it alive around us, correct? And therefore, what is our shraddha? Not on the object, not on the subject, because we are not putting the shraddha on the self as yet. We have not reached that stage. not ripened enough to say that my being, my consciousness itself, which is the subject, in the ultimate terms I'm talking, subject is the source of all the inspiration, vigor, and smriti, etc. And it will not change. But it should be rather on the force which is organizing these objects all over the cosmos. That is Shraddha on the highest. Second, Shraddha on where do you need Shraddha or faith? You need Shraddha and faith in each and every field. But what kind of Shraddha will work here? Which 2, 3 things you need to be sure of? Number one, faith on that divine intelligence which has created, organizes, runs, orchestrates, dissolves this creation which I'm experiencing, and this thatness which I'm experiencing, I'm taking them an object. They continue to change, but the force which constitutes them, which organizes them, which creates them, is always the same, and I have trust. I have complete faith that everything happens for good. Let's say that's our quotation which we keep reminding ourselves. What should I? I am well guided, and the divine is always in quotes. The divine intelligence in quotes is always taking care of me. Now, the divine intelligence also is, of course, the subject well within hidden the object. But in ultimate terms, I am the subject. Here, the divine intelligence also becomes the object, because Shraddha cannot be done on self like that. That Shraddha is not being discussed. The subject is self, the object is the world, and this Shraddha is talking about having faith in 3 things. The divine intelligence, which we call Ishvara. Second, having Shraddha in the ways of gurus, in the words of Guru, whatever your teacher says, whatever your teacher teaches. Third, you should also refer to, if your guru is not available, let's say if your guru leaves you prior, is not able to guide you anymore, then you should have Shraddha on the words of masters, other than your guru also. That is called scripture, Veda, Pramana, Shabda Pramana. So these are the 3 things on which your Shraddha should always be there if you are spiritually oriented and want to attain the spiritual goal. However, Shraddha works in every field of life. Correct? So your understanding about, yes, the subject and object, I don't know what we have as a subject there in our trust in airlines. You see, what is the subject and what is the object? The subject is, what is the subject there? And the subject is basically the intelligence which works through the system. That intelligence you're trusting. You're not trusting the object, basically. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that way, yes, you are right. But at the end, we will find it difficult to find the subject in the object that way. So let us zero down on one subject as an object outside, and that let us call that Ishvara. Then second object, and the subject in that object should be the divine providence, the divine guidance descending upon me through that object. That is called guru, teacher, whatever. And the third, already recorded statements of great masters. That is also you need to refer to. Correct. And for clarifications on that, you again need a teacher. So therefore, teacher has been given highest pedestal, not the scriptures. The scriptures may be overruled by a teacher for you for the time being. You may be given something else what scriptures are not pointing to. Why? Because your capacity. Understand, when teacher gives you something which is in contradiction to the scripture, he may not be able to It is because you require that. And therefore, this is not taken from the scriptures directly. It has to be taken from the teacher. So teacher holds the highest pedestal there. He can even contradict the scriptures for your good. Just one example. So Shraddha has to be on the three. Of course, you need to go to scriptures only to rejuvenate and reaffirm your faith in the divine, number one, and in the Guru, number two. This way, your scriptures, your shastra, and also as a way of inspiration, because scriptures are talking that the thing, the experience which I am aspiring for is achievable. Scriptures are declaring that. The scriptures are giving full account of that experience also. That means the thing is available. If we start trusting, having faith in a scripture, it simply means yes, God is not far. It's our own capacity probably, which we need to inculcate, develop, so that God becomes experienceable. And that way, scriptures should help. And they help. So yes, three things we need. Other shraddha, other faith hardly matters. That is not the part of yoga. Okay? Right? Subject or object, we hardly care about. All right. Even that shraddha, that kind of question or the trigger for the change can happen only when someone believes that there is divine providence for the sin. Otherwise, that knowledge has to be there, or else there is no chance for such people. They say, I'm living this life, you see, I'm lavishly living this life. I smuggle drugs, I smuggle human organs, I traffic young women, supply to countries where they are needed the most and they are in demand. I earn a lot of money. I'm living a lavish life, have my own personal yacht, I have personal beach, etc., etc. Who cares? So for that also you should have little knowledge, little knowledge and faith. That is why in Indian system it is said, the best thing you can give to anyone is knowledge. Knowledge is the change. Knowledge is that light which will be able to bring about some change. If not today, then tomorrow. If not in this lifetime, the next lifetime. We may have a latency there, but it will work. Nothing other than that works. Even the stringent most punishments which are given, like hanging, public death, etc., etc., has it worked? No, it has not. Coming back to the subject, let's move to next sutra. What is that sutra? Tibra
Right.
samvega anamasanna. Okay. Now again, this is something which should always be remembered. Tibra samvega anamasanna. Someone may ask, there are 1,345 aspirants for one post of teacher in government college. Will I succeed? Will I succeed? Who will get that? If it is on the basis of merit. What is the merit? I'll tell you. The merit is the one who will get that job is that person who is having highest intensity. Of course, qualifications, everybody is qualified because primary requirement you have all fulfilled. After all, you have given written examination and everything. Then only you are being called for the interview. And in that interview, let's say 30 students are being interviewed for that one position. Let's say at the end of it, 30 positions. They are all qualified. They all have education. But who will get that job? The one who has the highest intensity for getting that job in his heart. For whom that job is just near. I go and I'll get it. I will go and I'll get it. That's my conviction, and I have that intense desire to go and serve. I have intense desire to go and get involved. I'm just raring to go. Right? As a teacher, I'm just raring to go and teach and bring about transformation. You see, intensity here. This intensity only will help. Tivra samveganam asanna. The success is near only for those who have the highest intensity to reach to that tattva, that experience of samadhi, for them only. Right? So where do we stand? Where do we stand? That we need to ask ourselves. We all want to become yogis, huh? Still conducting with raga dvesha, having no dispassion, applying no discretion, having lukewarm intensity, because we have made other priorities override this. We have to settle so many things. We are still having ishanas or desires to fulfill, and thus the last and the final ishana is not given any is not given that much priority. So I'll tell you, there are three types of people. Now you categorize yourself the way you wish. You look at yourself, stand in front of mirror, or go towards your journal, have a look what you have been progressing, how you have been conducting, despite knowing everything. Did that smriti work? Was that the primary goal? Was the self-improvement and self-evolution was the primary goal? Or you were engaged in changing and correcting the ways of others? Or your primary goal was to change the fellow with whom you are living? What was your primary goal? You go back and see, and you will immediately recognize that in which category I fall. First category. The first category says, they are hardly aware of such a goal, but somewhere they heard. Okay, there is a system of yoga, where where we can get some kind of peace, joy, health, and probably we can also get glimpse of that divine light, divine intelligence. I will be having communion and all that. We get little bit motivated, right? And they'll say, "Acha bhai, you have now come to understand this sutra." What is that sutra? Abhyas vairagya abhyam tan nirodha 1/12. Acha ji, acha, okay. From when you are doing this vairagya? Okay, let me plan it. Okay, let me go to astrologer and find the correct date. Whether I should start on full moon or from the day 5 of the bright fortnight. Or let's say, no. Okay, just 2 more years. My daughter is in 12th. Once she comes in college and is on her own, then I will do vairagya. Vairagya is not immediately I can't take up. Okay, anything else I can do in yoga? You can say, okay, yes, start doing Nadi Shodhan. Yeah, and what? Yeah, do Surya Namaskar. Okay, that I can do. Vairagya? No, not yet. We can postpone it. Okay, so the ones who are continuously planning that particular action, that highest action I will take when such and such conditions are met, when the north star drifts little bit towards the east on that millennia, I will take that step towards yoga and I will become vairagi. Or maybe that when I become 78, when all my desires of enjoying this life are fulfilled, all my children are also old, hmm, they are also planning the marriage of their kids or grandchildren, then that day I will take vairagya. Maybe everyone has their own agenda, your all ishanas. No, so far you see, I'm living in a 1 bedroom set. You see, all life I have lived, and I always aspired to have a big bungalow. At least let me achieve that. Once I am settled in a big bungalow, then I will take vairagya. Correct? These are the first category. they probably never begin, or they begin like this, so half-heartedly, just like all of us. We begin and but ठीक है, नाड़ी शोधन थोड़ा सा कर लो, do little bit of नाड़ी शोधन, do little bit of mantra japa, 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening, a great job done. हो गई साधना. और even that is a kind of what in हिंदी का वर्ड है, उर्दू का एहसान है. वो करके भी एहसान किया हो. किसके ऊपर? गुरु जी के ऊपर. ठीक है. They have done a favor by doing the 20 minutes sadhana in the morning and 20 minutes sadhana in the evening, and then after completing 1 year they will come back, they will rushing towards us. Hey, what? No self enlightenment? Kuch hua nahi? Nothing happened. You see, even if they continue to do so, but the problem is such people never ever progress. So we deal with that lot. A lot of them, rather 100% of such people come to us. Do you think someone comes with the real agenda of finding the truth of life? Hardly. Nobody has come yet, I can tell you. And those who thought that they are in the search of, they were actually depressed people, let me tell you. They were not enthused people. They have already met with some so-called, some filthy relationships, not getting success in life, and है ना, कुछ नहीं चला तो यही कर लेते हैं. अब भगवान ही बचाए, शायद भगवान से साक्षात्कार से कुछ हो जाए. Let me turn towards God. Because life has not given me anything. So the world I'm not able to enjoy, and therefore I come here. So these are not the way. You have to have shraddha, virya, smriti, all that for iteration, other work. For others, this only work. Are you having shraddha that having faith that this human life, the only purpose is to recognize who you are? That's the highest purpose. Do you have faith in that? If you have, then only you will search that. Otherwise, theek hai, all the ishnas will come in play. What? Vitteshana, which means desire for money. Putreshna, desire for family and people surrounding you and sucking your blood. Lokeshna, having lot of name, fame, power, etc. 3 ishnas, right? But are you really bothered about anything else? The last one, which is the prime purpose of this whole human appearance, which is enjoying this life today, Ishwareshna. Do you desire? If you don't, then you will not have it. If you are prioritizing other Ishnas against this, then you are not the person. You are in the first category only, this lowest category. Okay, next, move to this. These people are kind of sincere people. They are sincere people. They want it. They have knowledge that yes, the whole human life, and they also have a little bit faith also, a little bit, I'll say, driven, not faith. They are driven to achieve that yes, I want to recognize my true self, I want to know myself, and they are driven people. I'll not use faith, use this word, but they are driven. And they are very punctual, they are also very disciplined, they do all the things, etc. But they are loaded with raga dvesha little bit. Raga dvesha comes. And therefore, they are never able to cross the vikshipta state. They do all the things. They do meditate. They do sit the way they are told. They conduct themselves through the processes which are taught them. But because of this raga dvesha and their hidden vasana and their aspirations in the world, this attachment and moha and maya, they are not able to achieve much depth, but they persist, they continue. And when they leave, They leave only when they are faced with obstacles, right? Right? Someone comes back and says, I thought that I'll show my face only when I become self-enlightened. Okay. I'll not attend any discourse till I become self-enlightened. And that was a joke, though I know. But look at it. This is not the way. You should have the highest patience in your own being. They lack patience, number one. They are easily shaken up by the obstacles. They are carried away by the surroundings and circumstances. They are rather they are swayed because of their failure, and therefore they are not able to make much impact. For them, the experience might be there, but it is so short-lived that it is not able to, bring about any pragmatic changes in their point of view towards life and self. These are the second kind of. They need to be motivated again and again. They need to be guided again, coerced again. Read satsangs every Saturday, every Sunday, every Tuesday and Thursday, and still they fail because their raga dvesha, their aspirations, their fears, their ishnas are not taken care of, and this passion is lacking. But they are trying. They're trying. These are secondary. But I am taking actually elevating you people to the second grade. You actually should understand which category you are. I'm just elevating you people to the second category. But the second category is the one who recognizes the fact that the only purpose of having human experience is to recognize yourself. Okay? They have faith in that. But look at your own. They prioritize it also. But they fail because they have some residues of raga dvesha, their aspirations, and because of the obstacles they come, because of circumstances changes, circumstantial changes happening in their surrounding, their relationships, etc., and therefore they are regularly they find themselves off the track. Not easy, not sustained, but they're okay. At least they're doing something. Then the third, that is the highest category. They are never short of vigor. They are never short of shraddha. They are never short of smritis. They always remember the purpose of human life, always, in all interaction, in every situation. That what is the sole purpose of human life? The sole purpose of human life is to die enlightened. Okay? Understand? Not die like an animal, right? The sole purpose of human life is to recognize that there is no death. Understand? That's the purpose. That there is no death. There is nothing called death. They should recognize this. And such people recognize these fully. They're well aware of. And they are so enthused about their sadhana that they never fail. They never falter. No obstacle can take, deter them from their sadhana. Such people are the highest category. They are self-motivated. They occasionally, hardly, rarely need the doses, the booster doses of discourses. Once a sadhana is given, they know what is to be done. After 10 years also, they may come back and say, Guruji, whatever you have told, I am doing it and I am enjoying it. Right? That's the way. Not knocking the door again and again. Hello, is there any higher initiation available this moment? as if you have become eligible, as if it's so natural for us to progress, not doing nothing and thinking that they are becoming eligible for higher and higher. So anyway, so these are the three, but in each and every case, what distinguishes them? Tivra samveganam asanna. You should have intense desire. This all depends on the intensity, right? It all depends on intensity. The samadhi which you are aspiring for depends on the intensity of desire for that, over and out. You want that? How much you want that? At what cost you want that? When do you want that? Are you ready for the consequences? Are you ready to pay the price? Do you care for it? Yes, then go ahead. You have it. Or else, not. Thank you so much. Let's pray and then we begin. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shiva.